with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have to be very brief, most especially when I know my principal, whom I'm holding brief for, would have been very brief himself here. But I would like to first of all say, I register his profound apology for not being physically here, for a very, very serious commitment out of Abuja, where he asked me to convey his greetings and solidarity to this moment on the event of the unveiling of our vice presidential candidate, Senator Kashim Shettima. The Speaker of the Ninth House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, is one very notable and vibrant member of this family, of the APC family. Of course, one of the leading forces that gave birth to what we are today celebrating. Ask me to wish you very well and wish the APC very well. Mr. Chairman, my respected colleagues, I stand here not just on behalf of the Speaker, I stand here equally on behalf of the second arm of government, the institution of the Nigeria's legislature, the 9th National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. An assembly that we are proudly called an APC-dominated assembly, an institution that we proudly address ourselves as a progressive institution. We have a lot of our members seated down there, ranging from members of the House of Representatives and senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that are all equally, individually and collectively committed to this national project. Your Excellency, the incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by Allah's grace, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this institution of the Nigeria's greatest democracy, wish you well in this bid to really get to the next level and provide for Nigerians and Nigeria a direction, a sense of direction, and a government that will definitely be a reflection of the expectation of all Nigerian people. Your Excellency, I want to also, by way of MB, share the joy of the state governors who are here seated with me, my bosses, that they have seen in you one quality that they cherish, and in your deputy, or your vice, sorry, that both of you were former governors of your respective states. I want to say on behalf of the National Assembly, the institution of the legislature, that we are equally proud of the fact that both of you were former senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So for me, we have a balanced ticket. A balanced ticket on one hand, when governors are proud of the fact that, oh, this is our own, we are also equally proud that you are our own. We will line up behind our bosses, the state governors, to deliver this ticket. I want to assure you that we have personal, collective, and institutional commitment to really help this party to deliver this ticket to success. It is going to be seen like a civic responsibility. We will take it like a civic responsibility to make sure that Asiwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu takes over the mantle of leadership in the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2023. We are glad to be part of this event today. We are also happy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the health and of course the monumental requirements to be here and be part of this epoch-making event. I want to say without any fear of contradiction that in the ticket we have today, just like the governor of Kebbi State said, it's a ticket for Nigeria. It's the Nigerian ticket. It is also a ticket that I believe Nigerian youth will be proud of. The women will be proud of it because you have one person as a running mate that was chosen by his principal, who is in one hand a youth, because I'm here his age, is not against him if he calls himself a youth. He is one vibrant person, progressive person, someone that you can call very aggressive-minded administrator. And I believe with him as a running mate of our great leader, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have all it takes to really deliver the expectations of Nigerian people. I want to believe, Your Excellency, the incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the choice of Senator Shettima, Kashim Shettima, is the best. Any other individual member of the APC could have made. Any floor member of the APC would have made the same choice. So I want to believe it's a brilliant ticket, it's an acceptable ticket, it's a sellable ticket, it's a Nigerian ticket, and it's a Nigerian project that will all contribute. Your Excellency, I do not have to say much about you. All that the National Assembly need to say about you, we have said it, especially on the very day you visited us as an institution. The Senate signed into this project. The House of Representatives, under the leadership of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, signed into this project. We are now progressively partners in progress. And I want to urge my colleagues who hold on to the constituencies directly, my respected members of the House of Representatives that are seated here, who are by every weekend at home and every weekday in the chambers of the House of Representatives, that wherever you go, parade yourselves as ambassadors of this ticket, ambassadors of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and ambassadors of Kashim Shettima. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I wish APC very brilliant outing in this presidential race and presidential election. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ado Dogwa, I understand the DJ is from your village, Dogwa. We are not going to pay him. At the end of the day, he saw his House of Rep member, got so excited and started playing all our songs. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We have come to an agenda we've all been waiting for. It's that time where I have the singular honor and privilege to ask to be upstanding the vice presidential candidate of the APC as I present him before the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, as well as the entire stakeholders and members of All Progressive Congress. May I respectfully ask that His Excellency, Senator Kashim Shettima, be upstanding while I take his citation. He should stand alone with his wife. Your Excellencies, you may be seated. Your Excellencies, you may be seated. Kashim Shettima, born 2nd September 1966 in Biu, Borno State. Lamisu Primary School in Maiduguri from 1972 to 1978. He proceeded 1980 and later transferred to Government Science Secondary School in Potiskum, now neighboring Yobe State, where he completed his 9 and 1980. He had his master's degree, MSc in Agricultural Economics at the University of Ibadan, Southwest Region in 1991. Young Shettima joined University of Maiduguri as a lecturer in the Department of Agricultural Economics from 1991 to 1993. In 1993, he moved into the banking sector limited as head of accounts unit in the bank's office in Ikeja, Lagos State from 1993 to 1997. In 1997, he crossed to Africa International Bank Limited as deputy manager, where he later rose through the ranks in 2001 to the position of deputy general manager of the bank. In 2001, he moved to Zenith Bank PLC as head of its main branch in Maiduguri, where he grew through the ranks as well to the position of general manager of the bank, where he was serving until in 2007, when he was appointed Commissioner for Finance by Governor Alimodu Sheriff of Borno State. After spending 4 years successfully in the cabinet of the Borno State Executive Council, in 2011, he was elected governor of Borno State and was sworn in that same year. He was also re-elected into the same office in 2015 with a wider margin this time around after a remarkable first tenure. It might interest you to know that his term in office was dominated by Boko Haram insurgency, but Shettima was determined to bring development to states. So, he was hell-bent on giving the people better education, areas of security, in areas of women empowerment and human capacity development. Shettima was later elected into the Senate to represent his people at the Red Chambers in 2019. He was also renominated to represent them as well after doing tremendously well in 2023 before his recent withdrawal. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor to present a man whose hobby is reading, traveling, and impacting lives. His Excellency, Senator Kashim Shettima. At this point, we now listen to the National Chairman of the All Progressives of unveiling the Vice Presidential candidate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. وبعد. APC. APC. Thank you. Your Excellencies, representatives of leaders of National Assembly here present, Your Excellency, our own Jagaban Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our very esteemed presidential candidate. Your Excellency, Governor, Senator Kashim Shettima, our vice presidential nominee of the APC, my dear sister, the wife of distinguished Excellency Shettima, Mrs. Nana Shettima. Your Excellency, Governor Senator Atiku Bagudu, Chairman of our Progressive Governors Forum. Your Excellency, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum. Your Excellencies, our very dear state governors here present, my very dear colleagues, members of the National Working Committee of our great party, I take the liberty that I have your permission to stand on the remaining established protocols. We were advised before coming there that this occasion is intended to unveil the vice presidential candidate of our great party, the APC. You may associate unveiling with the work of art, such as sculptures by the great Ben Ewonwu. Those of us from rural areas know that our communities unveil and celebrate their distinguished and successful men and women. It is now time for the APC to go public with one of its best. Since the presidential candidate of our great party, the Jagaba Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, emerged, and since announcing the choice of his running mate on the 11th of July 2022, the nation is yet to know who he is. We welcome this opportunity to unveil him. As national chairman of our great party, APC, it is both my honor and duty to unveil this distinguished son of our dear country and formally present him to this august body and through it the Nigerian public. The APC vice presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election is distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima.
Senator Kashim Shettima as the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress. The national chairman is about to hand over the party's flag to him.
Those of you who are students of our recent political history will note that in choosing Shettima as his running mate, the Jagaba chose also to walk along the path that other great sons of this country have walked. You will all remember, no, you can be seated now, please. You can be seated now. You can now be seated, please. Working committee, please be seated. High table, you can be seated, please. You can now be seated, please. Thank you very much. Those of you who are students of our recent political history will note that in choosing Shettima as his running mate, Njagaba of Nigeria, who also to walk along the path that other great sons of this country have done. You recall Are Onaka Kamfo, the late Chief M.K. Abiola, did exactly this. He set the pace. He chose a Kanuri Alhaji Baba Gana Kingibe from the northeast geopolitical zone of this country as his running mate in the 1993 presidential election. We are beginning to suspect there must be some synergy between Yoruba and the Kanuri. Maybe there is a mutual attraction between them that the rest of us do not know yet. Never mind, we will put the searchlight on them. The 1993 presidential ticket and the current one breached one of our fault lines in the management of our diversities. Nigerians overwhelmingly voted for that ticket because they trusted Abiola, a man who opened his arms to every tribe and religion in this country, to run an inclusive government in which no man or woman would be denied his or her right as a Nigerian citizen by the profession of his faith or her faith. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is a man who has also thrown his arm around every tribe in Nigeria. He has offered his shoulders for those in pain to lean on. He has used his wealth to bring succor to the needy. He can be trusted to run an inclusive government in which character, competence, and vision matter to his administration. Our party has produced a candidate who is acceptable by all zones in our country. He enjoys the trust of every strata in our national social economic structure. We are confident that Nigerians will entrust him with the leadership of our country in 2023. We offer our gratitude to Nigerians for the continued trust they repose in the APC. In one political tradition, the choice of a running mate is the exclusive right of the presidential candidate. He exercises that right with due consultation with the stakeholders in the party. The Jagaba, being an astute politician, could not have made the choice of a running mate without widely consulting the stakeholders in our party, including, of course, our father, the father of the nation, President Muhammadu Buhari. Having made his choice, the party wholly and unconditionally accepts his choice. The party has a duty to work for their choice, for their victory at the polls next year. I urge you once again to get up. Do pardon me. Stand up again. Everybody here, stand up, please. This gentleman by my right, his background has been given in great details. How he came about this opportunity to serve as vice president by the grace of God has also been explained to every one of us here through the speeches that we've had before mine. I want to know if you are together, if we are on the same page. This is our vice presidential aspirant. Do we accept him? Do we accept him? Will we work for the ticket? Thank you very much. you very much. At this time, in our national development, and given the myriad of national challenges, we should look for men and women of character, like the Jagaba and Shettima, he ran a mate, for competence, demonstrable evidence of their performance in public or private offices. We believe these informed Jagaban's decision to select Senator Shettima because he fits the bill. Senator Shettima brings to the joint ticket impressive antecedents as a political leader and administrator. Senator Tinubu, our candidate, could not have made a better choice for a running mate. He chose a man he believes can partner with him to undertake the urgent task of our economic recovery, as well as social and political development in peace and in security. Senator Shettima was a two-term governor of Borno State before being elected into the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As governor, he did what one might rightly describe as titanic things. He demonstrated his capacity as a focused leader when his state was virtually under siege by Boko Haram. When the bombs were exploding and the bullets were flying, he bravely continued to provide for his people buildings, new primary schools, new secondary schools, and other tertiary institutions, and invested heavily in human development. He never abandoned his people. He continued to serve them under virtually impossible conditions. Senator Kashim Shettima is not a stranger to the security challenges confronting our dear country, going by his personal and first-hand experience with Boko Haram while they were at the peak of their operations in Borno State. He has earned his right to a higher political office. He must now move up the ladder of our national service as the next Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2023. The unveiling of the Vice Presidential candidate today sends a strong signal to the country that our great party is ready and united around the common cause of coasting hope of victory at every level in 2023 by the grace of God. But we must not be unmindful of the hurdles ahead. It is time to purge ourselves of the bitterness arising from our individual losses in the party primaries that were completed some few weeks back. It is time to submit ourselves to the will of God and the party and do nothing to sabotage his well-laid plans for victory in 2023. The other political parties want what we want, and that is to win and form the next government. If by any act of omission or commission we give in to the bitterness and pettiness, or fail to see the larger picture, or take any of the political parties for granted, we would constitute an obstacle to the victory of our party. As the faithful would like to say, that will not be our portion. So we must stand up and we must work hard, we must be united for this purpose. Our winning strategy must be anchored on a unity of purpose. I urge us to begin our march now towards sunrise. Is APC on the move? Is APC on the move? Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to unveil and welcome on board our Vice Presidential candidate, the distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima.
Thank you.
Inside the Yaradua Center here in Abuja, as Citizen FM brings you live reports, updates, interviews, and a lot of other things that are going on currently inside the Yaradua Center. Kashim Shettima is a man of history because from 2007 to 2011, he was a commissioner in that state in 5 different ministries. In January 2011, after the ANPP primaries, Engineer Modu Fanami Gubio was nominated as the candidate of the party in the governorship election. Unfortunately, the man was gone down in Borno State, and Kashim Shettima was nominated in a second primary that was held in the state in February 2011, and he was given the flag of the party to fly the flag of the party in the April 26, the 2011 governorship election. And he won that election and also won a rerun. So that's the story of Kashim Shettima. Let's go back to Eagle Square as the man of the moment is giving his acceptance speech. Former governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima.
Members of the National Working Committee of the party, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Members of the National Working Committee of the party, our leaders, the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Governor John Kayode Fayemi, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor Mohammed Inuwa Yahaya, Governor Abdullahi Sule, Governor Bello Matoli, Governor Aminu Bello Masari, and my brother Governor Dapo Abiodun. I wish to also acknowledge the exalted presence here of members of the National Assembly, former Governor Goswill Akpabio, former Governor Danju Magoje, former Governor Umoru Tanko Almakura, former Governor Balangilari, former Governor Alhaji Umar UTC, members of the Federal Executive Council present here, most notably the Minister of State for Agriculture, Alhaji Mustafa Baba Shahuri, former Deputy Governors present here, Nigeria's ambassador and members of state houses of assembly across the length and breadth of this country, our leaders, too numerous to mention, former party leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My first duty is to first of all acknowledge the position that His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari occupies in the remarkable history of our great party, the APC, as well as the role he has played in the history of our dear country, Nigeria. Secondly, I must also firmly underscore the remarkable political journey of our leader, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. His incredible vision and strength of character have helped us to the point where our party evolved to as the giant of the Nigerian political scene. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky indeed to be standing on the shoulders of these two remarkable political titans. There is no weight I carry very carefully as much as the burden of trust and learning from public servants who never take the expectations of the public for granted. I am standing here today because of the benign testaments of those who believe in me, those who crawl so that some of us could walk, and those who walked for others to run. The successes of the All Progressives Congress in the past two presidential elections were not magic shows. They were rewards for our foresighted and pragmatic decisions to sacrifice our personal interests and sectional sentiments for the overriding prospects of our great party. We are here again on the cusp of history, and left with no option other than collaborating assiduously again to pursue the collective interests of APC stakeholders across ethnic, religious, and regional stations. Having led us through two successive elections and resisted the bid to impose a successor, President Muhammadu Buhari remains the man of the season, a leader who must be remembered for passing the torch to the choice of the party's majority, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. My emergence as the running mate of the inimitable Jagaban Borgu is based on the party's very forthright assessment of the threats ahead, and I am most honored by the consensus of the distinguished stakeholders of our party to trust me with representing the nation's interests under the leadership of the very saga the youth all over the country fondly refer to as City Boy, in honor of his cosmopolitan profile. Our public-spirited progressive governors have also demonstrated why they are the backbone of the party. There can't be enough words to quantify their sacrifices. We acknowledge the fact that they are responsible for this spectacular structure that offers us a palpable electoral advantage over our opponents. Whatever supremacy we attribute to the APC is owed to the commitment of our progressive governors. Like most of us, they submitted to the supreme interests of the party to guarantee our success in the forthcoming elections. And the immensity of these sacrifices calibrates their wisdom and sensitivity to the myriad of opponents we are going to face in 2023. I am here today because of their wisdom, and I am therefore grateful for their perception of the task ahead as one that can only be executed through meticulous collaboration across board. Today, I must also testify to the cyclical nature of history. But like those before us, we must resist the temptation to throw a piece over an invitation to serve the people. We must always take the past as our finest teacher, one never to be taken for granted. This will be our guide steering into tomorrow. Now, I'm not unaware of the difficult political arithmetic that produced this moment. especially the understanding of our great party stakeholders and supporters across religions, regions, and ethnicities. Their resolve to settle for this ticket is a testament to the faith they have in us. This ticket isn't an imposition. It is an outcome of democracy at its practical base, and based on the aggregation of the ideas and insights of our great party stakeholders. If this were an unpopular option, as the cast of partisan provocateurs have attempted to paint, there wouldn't have been the tons of goodwill messages, especially from distinguished Christians from all over the country. This ticket, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is a Nigerian project, not a sectional agenda that the frightened camps have been struggling to sensationalize. I'm sincerely proud of the rational citizens who view this as nothing but a pragmatic permutation to defeat our opponents at the polls, and based on acknowledgement and implementation of the candid perspectives of our Christian brothers and sisters in the APC, who, like us, are bound by the passion for us to retain power in order to deepen the delivery of unifying and transformative. About 30 years ago, Nigerians from both sides of the Niger came together to market the ideals of a ticket like ours. They overlooked the pedestrian attempts to politicize the religious affiliations of the presidential candidate and running mate, and yielded to the message of hope and the manifesto of prosperity promised them. The MKO Abiola and Babagana Kingibe ticket defied the stereotype of Nigerians as hopelessly sectional and incapable of prioritizing reason over sentiments. That ticket, even though it was opposed by the same agents that doubted its success, has remained the best moment of our various experiments with democracy so far. This reincarnation of the 30-year-old hope that produced the late MKO Abiola and Babagana Kingibe came at a time the country is being pushed to the edge of anarchy by conflict entrepreneurs in Gaudi Suits and Babangriga, with the overwhelming endorsement of Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the APC presidential primaries by aspirants from the very groups predicted to reject him, and his subsequent election by delegates from the same groups. It's a clear message that Nigerians are beyond the stereotypes of those desperate to tear the people apart. The goodwill messages that have poured in since the announcement of my selection as running mate to the high-performing Jagaban Borgu easily underscore the depth of hope that our people are investing in the ticket. And I do not doubt that the amplitude of this love across the country, from Abia through to Zamfara, is an assurance that Nigerians are again prepared to choose the competence of their unifying representatives over any expression of primordial sentiments. We all witness the decisive blows dealt the bigotry dispensed by a hopeless minority ahead of the APC presidential primaries last June. The futility of their propaganda showed that Nigerians and the unthinking robots, some of us are quick to call them. Nigerians are rational beings with the capability to tell an ambiguous agenda apart from sincere concern for them. They are not the uncritical consumers of clickbait and falsehoods, as some of us think they are. They see through the bigots, masquerading as patriots, and very importantly, they know those who represent their interests, even in the quietest and darkest of meeting rooms. I'm immensely grateful to our great party, the National Chairman and the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, and its perceptive stakeholders who consulted widely. I'm immensely grateful to our great party, the leadership of the party, led by our national chairman, Senator Dr. Abdullahi Adamu, and its perceptive stakeholders who consulted widely in the painstaking bid to choose Ashwaju's running mate for the 2023 elections. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be a part of this history, to deliver Nigeria to a future defined by fast evolving technologies that will propel us towards guaranteed national security, economic boom, youth engagement, mass employment, high quality education, and of course, uncompromising national cohesion. I want to assure our team and supporters that in the coming days, we'll be rolling out our plans for a greater Nigeria and pointing towards the bright future that we envisage, and away from the destination of those with nothing but mudslinging to market as the reason they deserve to be elected. Such hollow tragedies shouldn't be the ideals of a nation yearning for an experienced and documented visionary like Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the wings. We'll work with commitment for all Nigerians, especially the youth, who represent the overwhelming majority of our population today. They represent our future, they represent our present. We give a firm assurance that no discrimination of any form will arise from this patriotic alliance for the deepening of Nigeria's democracy. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, especially to my Christian brothers, lend me your ears. Some 15 years ago, when I never dreamt of becoming a vice president of Nigeria, I went to buy some electronic gadgets at Emma Plaza here in Abuja. I met a young man, about 18 years of age, on the shopping floor. I asked him, "What are you doing here?" He said he's a salesman. I told him, "Young man, as a salesman with fast evolving technologies, you remain poor and progress painfully to the top of the rubbish heap as a pauper. Get me your GCE results." This young man brought me his GCE results. His GCE result was much better than mine, but the poverty trap could not allow him to continue with his education. I got him into Bayes University. He read software engineering. He has just finished his MSc degree. I'm sending him to the UK for his PhD. I got him married to a Jukun girl from Taraba State, the daughter of the current Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice of Taraba State. I never asked him where he hails from. I never sought to know the religion he professes. His name is Paul Ojukwu. He is my adopted son. He is from Anambra. Paul Ojukwu is originally from Anambra State. But honestly, I don't know which local government he hails from because it's not important. As far as I'm concerned, he's my son, he's my brother, he's a fellow compatriot. Another lady, another story, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. When I was a student at Government Community Secondary School, Biu, I had an English teacher. Her name is Mrs. Dibal. In my odyssey through life, I met his daughter. Her name is Kopchi Bata. She is from Hau local government area of Borno State. She is of the Christian faith. She lost both of her parents within a span of 4 years. I adopted her. I gave her out in marriage. I was the chairman of the occasion. Kopchi Bata is part of my family. And she is here for everyone to look at her. Your Excellencies, we need to lay to rest issues of religion, region, and ethnicity. I don't intend to be the vice president to represent members of the Islamic faith. No. The Sultan of Sokoto is capable of doing that. I do not seek to be the vice president to protect the interests of the Hausa Fulani Kanuri triangle. No. I believe in the Nigeria project. Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes in the Nigeria project. And I swear in the name of God that I never supported the Ashwaju project to be his running mate. I supported the Ashwaju project because of moral compunction. We need to build a new nation. The trajectory of global growth is based in Africa, and Nigeria will make or mar that transition. As I have always said, the hope for the black man rests with the Igbo people of the Southeast, who are described by Ali Mazrui as the Nigerian Jews, geographically mobile, economically enterprising, and educationally ambitious. The hope for the black man rests the Yoruba people of the Southwest, who are the most enterprising, the richest, and the most educated of the black races. The hope for the black man rests with the Hausas of the North. Take it or leave it, they are the most hardworking of all the northern ethnic groups, the most ubiquitous. Wherever you go and you don't find a Hausa man, then that place is not a developed place. The hope for the Nigerian nation rests on the ethnic minorities who glue this country together. Right now, there is a contest for the prime ministership of Britain. Nobody is talking that one of the contestants, Kemi Bademok, is of Nigerian descent. Nobody is questioning the fact that the front runner, Rishi Sunak, is a Hindu of Indian origin that migrated, not even from India, from Gujarati, no. His parents migrated from Africa to Britain. Nobody is talking about the gender of Liz Truss, the current foreign minister, nor of Penny Mordaunt. They were debating on policies, on issues, not on personalities. We have to move beyond malicious concoctions, dubious aspersions, and character assassination. Here, I want to pay tribute. I want to pay tribute to 30 bishops of the Christian faith who are here to solidarize with us. I want to thank them I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for your generosity of spirit. Here we have Osita Okechukwu. We have Ntupam Itia Esan. We have His Excellency Balangilari. We have His Excellency Comrade Honorable Dr. Adams Aliu Oshomole, a Catholic. Finally, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Rome was not destroyed by outside invaders, but by the complacency of the Romans. In the months and weeks ahead, we have to get ready, get into the trenches, go to the nooks and crannies of this country, sing the song of unity and progress, sing the song of unity, peace and stability. Let us cruise home to victory. Let us unite this nation. Let us make this country the pride of the black man. I want to thank you for your time, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless the APC. Thank you.
Jagaba shine gaba. Jagaba, jagaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Masu lema ba sa gari. Jagaba shine gaba. Masu kwando za su yi bari. Jagaba shine gaba. Yan na can haka shegen gari. Jagaba shine gaba. Kullum kula. Jagaba shine gaba. Sai nan gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Ashwaju. Jagaba shine gaba. Kasar mu ta yi nomar gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Ne jagoran gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Buhari da ba ta gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Shi ko jagaba sai gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Dalige da bana nufar gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Dan siyasa shine gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. APC. Jagaba shine gaba. PDP ta wunsila. Jagaba shine gaba. Masu kwando ba sa kula. Jagaba shine gaba. Yan bakin ciki jarin jila. Jagaba shine gaba. No walwala. Jagaba shine gaba. Wanda masari ya ce in fada. Jagaba shine gaba. Tabbatar muku.
Political negotiation and consultation. It says that it is not an agenda that a section of people has been trying to paint, talking about people who have been against that ticket. It says the goodwill messages have proven to underscore the hope of party men for this ticket. He's also telling people, giving assurances that the coming days, the party will be rolling out its program and that they will hit the ground running in terms of selling the program to all nooks and crannies of this country. The former governor also says that both of them, that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu and himself, will work for the contentment and also the betterment of the Nigerian youth, saying that they intend to deepen the Nigerian project. And he spent some time speaking about the controversy of the same faith ticket, which has generated a lot of controversy. He says that there was nothing untoward toward what some people have been trying to paint. He gave example of how he has contributed to life saving of some young Nigerians who are not Muslims, and that those considerations were never part of his intention when he reaches out to help people anytime, any day. He says that Nigerians should lay to rest this issue of religion, the issue of region, and the issue of ethnicity. He also said that he do not intend to be a vice president that will protect the interests of Muslims, because he is the vice president of, he will be the vice president if elected, of Nigeria, and that there is a need for the building of a new nation. I think any moment from now, we will also have to take the speech of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, who is already standing in the on the podium, getting ready to give his speech, talking about former governor of Lagos State, national leader of the APC, and also the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. APC. APC. Nigeria. APC. Well, the veil has been removed. We have unveiled, and we are successful. Your Excellency, the national chairman of our party, the gentleman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, to all members of the great various state executive, the governors who are here present. APC governors, I'm saying, and the man of the moment, the man you've just heard from, Senator Kashim Shettima, my friend, my partner, the next Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our chairman as Progressive Governors Forum, Atiku Bagudu. Members of the APC National Working Committee, the chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, distinguished senators, honorable members, leaders of our party, I am very elated and proud to stand before you to recognize as a city boy who has gone to the village to fetch an elephant. Well, it is done. And we've heard from the partner who paddled the canoe of this country and anchor successfully with economic progress, prosperity for all, education for all, broken shackle of poverty, break the shackle of ignorance, break the shackle of complaints, divisions, lack of understanding of what this country represents. Why must First of all, I thank President Muhammadu Buhari and the entire APC that got the mandate for me to become the presidential flag bearer of our great party. It is not under consideration. This is a great honor for me, my family, and the step of a great unity in this country of ours, the most populous country in Africa with great potential. I am grateful. And I've searched, consulted. I am grateful for your endorsement of Kashim Shettima to be my running mate. One, every election brings with the promise of renewed hope. This one shall be no different for our party and for our nation. We hold the chance to move the nation and our collective cause forward as never before. To do this, we must be wise in our thoughts and courageous in our actions. We must win this election so that we can bring jobs, eliminate poverty, educate our children, bring up our grandchildren without thinking of religious division nor ethnic differences. We are one. Our passport is one. Greenback is one. One nation, one destiny. We are a happy country. I thank all the members of the APC and supporters for the outpouring of support since the result of my nomination. Much has been said, written about my decision to select Shettima to partner me on this journey. As a committed and progressive leader, I've read and listened to all that has been written and said. It has been an emotional situation for me, out of many competent Nigerians and out of many advice. I know it has to be my decision. And the hallmark of leadership is taking a decision consulted. And I am proud to see all of you here. All of you here acknowledging the quality of our Vice President, Kashim Shettima. Yet, I remain steadfast in my belief and selection of this man. I believe and I am committed with him to the project, Nigeria. With all the strength and stress that might come with it, we will change this country for better. All my life, my decisions regarding the team and around me and those I work with is guided by the principle of competence, innovation, compassion, integrity, fairness, and adherence to excellence. In politics, those principles are sacrosanct. They are not negotiable. Without them, victory, there can be no joy. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm from Lagos. I'm a city boy. This chapter in the history of our country is a great chapter. We've heard so much about Nigerian potential. We are now when that potential will turn to reality. Prosperity for you. Prosperity for your children. Hope is here. The peer of hand and the knowledge that we have acquired, the experience as us Nigerians, the pride in us, the can-do attitude, the boldness to confront all challenges. Who are they? We are one. If we are one, we can conquer all adversities. Once we are one, we can bring Nigeria to the clay and a high heel of Africa. We are competent, we are capable, we are able. For me, I am just determined with this man to help, to consult, to deliberate, to build a country that we be so prosperous and make a new history in Africa. I have today the privilege of unveiling. We've enjoyed that with your endorsement. we will face the challenge. Nigeria, hear me loud and clear. The hope is here. The assurance is here. The security is here. The capacity is here. The boldness is here. You are the great people that we join us to do the job, to use our diversity for prosperity and not an instrument of division. You are great people. We are great people. We can turn this nation around from destitution. May we do it. All of you, please help me thank the party leadership for today and the cooperation in the future. They believe in us, the encouragement of all. To our mothers, we thank them. They are always the last to leave in the polling booth. They are always the first to be at the polling booth. They will multitask. They will carry the babies, fill the babies, hold the conversation, and still hold their ballot paper and vote. Thank them. Thank them anytime, anywhere you see them. To me, to our great party, the unity of purpose, the togetherness for success is what we believe and is what we do, and the promise of a better tomorrow will never win us. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, DJ. Please, we want every other person to leave here, just the national chairman of the APC, the presidential flag bearer, and the vice presidential flag bearer. We don't want anybody behind them. Please, everyone should step aside. We need a clear please, everyone should clear. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to flag the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, the national chairman, His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and His Excellency the presidential candidate, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They present to you the new vice presidential candidate, Senator Kashim Shettima. Thank you, Your Excellencies. You may take your seats. We quickly call on the National Vice Chairman South of the All Progressives Congress to come for the vote of thanks. Chief Emmanuel Eneuku to please come for vote of thanks. Your Excellencies, please take your seats as we take the vote of thanks. Protocol. Vote of thanks before a group photograph with the governors and, of course, the former party leaders. Vote of thanks, sir. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite to give the vote of thanks the Deputy National Chairman South for the All Progressives Congress, Chief Emmanuel Eneuku, sir.
APC. Please, can we get seated? Can we get seated? Can we get seated? Please go to your seats. Our presidential candidate is seated, so we should respect him. The national chairman is seated, so we should get seated, please. Your Excellency, the national chairman of our great party, His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, CON Turakin Kefi, Your Excellency, the presidential candidate of our great party, His Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu Jagaban Mborogu, Ashwaju of the world. Your Excellency, the Chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, Senator Atiku Bagudu, members, Your Excellency, the Chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, Dr. Fayemi Kayode, members of the National Working Committee, members of the press, distinguished senators here present, members of the National Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, APC, APC, progress. I want to thank the leadership of our great party, especially the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCON, GCFR. I want to thank the national chairman of our great party, His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, CON, Turakin Kefi, and members of APC for conceding the presidency of this Federal Republic of Nigeria to the South. I want also to thank our governors who showed very stern leadership in standing by the decision that the presidency should be zoned to the South. It was a good intention that Nigerians had seen APC as a democratic party that makes sure that things are divided equitably. You know that the North, in the person of Muhammadu Buhari, had 8 years. He could have converted himself to do more terms, or he could have handed it over to Netana. But in a democratic manner, he decided that the South should have a shot of it. And the South, the governors supported it, and members of the party overwhelmingly supported it. You are aware that the election of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu was overwhelming. He was not voted by the Igbos alone. He was not voted by the Yorubas alone. He was not voted by the Hausas alone. He was overwhelmingly voted, which means it was an overwhelming support. And therefore, Nigerians have serious confidence in our ticket, because for what is given to a man, the much that is given to a man is much that is expected of him. Therefore, Nigerians expect us to deliver. And to make sure that he delivers, he has brought in a man who will work with him, who he understands very well, so that they can deliver the dividends of Nigeria, that is dividends of democracy that is needed. We are sure that they will not fail. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was texted when he was governor of Lagos State. For 3 years, they denied him federal allocation. He was not getting government allocation. And he was able to turn Lagos around. And that is mark of leadership. He has passed that exam. And he brought a man also who had passed the exam to make sure that both of them lead Nigeria to the success that is desired. Therefore, this ticket is a ticket we know that will never fail. It's a ticket we know that is going to bring Nigeria from the doldrum and stand us among the Committee of Nations of developed countries. I want also to tell you that the vice presidential candidate is my good friend. In 2013, when I was the National Public Secretary of AMPP, he invited me to Borno to come and witness some of his projects. I went to Borno and I was with him. In the guest house where I stayed, every evening he will come to see me, discuss with me, and he will drive out. On Sunday, he reminded me that it was important that I should go to the church and worship. And he gave me the direction of the church. I went to the church in the evening. He came to discuss with me the affairs and what I think about Nigeria. He is a man that's above tribal sentiment and religious sentiment. So we want to thank Nigerians for this great ticket, and we assure the North and Nigerians that we from the South will vote assiduously and massively for APC to go and complete the job which had been started by President Muhammad Buhari. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Can we rise? Can we all